mentioned about my mama, and I'm going to start with a piece about my boys. And I had to actually talk to a little boy on the way here because he had a little comment about what he saw. I was like, well, where's your mother? And why are you outside in this dark? And you might need to be talked to alongside your mama, but this is called If I Could, and it's about my boys. If I could, I would protect you, my sons. As the mother of 4 boys, I have heard many times how lucky I am that I don't have to worry about you as much as I would if you were girls. Each one born of me, flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, filled with God's breath, and blooming with the nourishment provided by mother's milk and the warmth of my total adoration. As you left the safety of my womb, soon your lives will be out of my hand. Each one a tiny, fragile, gentle soul grown within my core from the smallest of elements into robust, vibrant, intelligent boys with a zest for life that keeps me moving, even when I have nothing left. I am the first and last word in their lives, and the daily details comfort me, because Mommy knows all. But someday I will wait for word to know how you are, where you are, if you are. James, my eldest, my protector, and my friend, who with me saw rough times, battled past statistics, defied the borders set for who we are. We read books that open our scope. We write words that pull in our community. We love brightly to the sounds of our laughter and deep understanding. Jesus Gabriel, my choo-choo, the rebel without a cause, you fight direction at all costs, fall, scrape your knees, take the blows that come with your constant inclination to run into the wind, to do things the wrong way, and hope to have them come out right. Your embrace and smile have the intensity of a small star, and you smolder with a passion that frightens me. But people follow you, and they look to you, and I pray that that power in you is used wisely. Judah and Benjamin, my twin toddlers, you are just beginning to speak, but your strength, my duo, has been felt since before your birth. I asked the Lord for your name, and Judah, I read, and then Benjamin, I read, and overwhelmed by the beauty of this name, I closed my eyes and thanked God quietly for the child within me with such a blessed title. Until I saw 2, and my mind was rocked, and I knew that God had plans for you. Leaders of nations, fathers of tribes, you will be men. Puerto Rican men from the Bronx, and if I could, I would protect you. First and foremost, my reply to those who say that I don't have to worry as much have to remember that in times of crisis, the mantra is women and children first. We live in a world that beats our men until they come out the other side, misshapen versions of the lovely creatures that they could be. They are meat to the government, numbers and bodies pumped into the world to conquer anonymously, and only as good as the 2 legs they stand on. The need for an able-bodied workforce could make drones of my bright, shining babies, plugging them into the big machine for the greater good of humanity, regardless of what they become and what condition they are in the end. There are women out there preying upon our good men, using them to fulfill their needs for attention. With poisonous lying tongues, they bring deceit into their lives and put them at risk of disease. There are others who began just like mine, pure and clean, who somehow along the way were damaged, and they will hate my sons for no other reason that they exist. The proverbial bullets, jails, and the gaping maw of evil in this world is frightening. They will battle uphill to be all the man that they can be, despite their genealogical history, their place of birth, their social status, and which, depending upon the circumstances, can be the blessing or the curse. Experience after experience, the light of innocence has shone less in your eyes. I see the realities of the world dawning upon you. The first one to embark, my eldest. You call me when you need me, when the pressure has begun, when the hugeness of the task at hand becomes overwhelming. You call to me and I open my heart to you, and I listen to all that you have to say, aching because this process is not easy, to tell you that this will be hard, and that it will not get easier, that these moments too shall pass. So we talk. We sit, and I teach you to tell me as I listen and advise, and I listen and love, and I listen. And I know that this, at some point, this will be the only way that I have left to protect you. all we got. Just listen to them. Listen to them. Even if they're saying it in the ugliest way, they're telling you something. And you'll hear what's in between those lines. You ever been in love and it all fell apart and it all fell apart and you got it and it was good and it all fell apart and it all fell apart and somehow y'all got back together and it felt new again and it fell apart again and then it felt new again and you were like, it felt new again. Yeah, so that I know about that. How it feels to be new. Sliver of light on the horizon. Crisp sheets soaked with sunshine.
Let's go.
Pale, tender green jutting out of fresh, moist dirt. New. Virginal waxen, tight red bud tucked daintily into itself. New. First kiss blessed by warm spring rain. New. Kind of, is this really happening?
Yes.
New. This feeling, this look in your eyes, the timbre in your voice. The one that tells me that I am the rest of your life and the love of your life and even better, the life of your love. It's the surprise of sparkling snow and Central Park lamplights before December even begins near. First present touched under the tree, paper tearing every direction near. It's the smell of bacon and eggs while Mama hums on a beautiful bright morning. It's the first squeeze of a new tube of toothpaste and soap freshly unwrapped to wash away last night's sins, The first dip of a toe on the first warm enough day in June to take off all your clothes, I'm not a memorizer. It's new like rubbing your hand back and forth over a fresh buzz cut. It's ink gliding into skin for the first time, carving art into your blood forever, Neil. This is the kind of new that you think will never happen. The kind of new that you live and then lose and cry and believe to try to hold on to. It's the kind of new that doesn't return after it becomes old unless you're kind of a miracle. You don't get to make yesterday tomorrow, but a love like this, this kind of thing, it is new. To me, to you, it is me and you. So finally, again, we're new. You have that place that you went to when you were a little kid that no matter what, that's that safety zone?
Yes.
Like you close your eyes and think about it, and it was 30 years ago, but you're 8 years old all over again. That's apartment 8H, 50 Paladino, in Spanish Harlem, El Barrio, Abuela's house. Morning smelled like farina and fried eggs spilled over the edge of the plate one time, and Theo got to play Boy Scout with my blisters and popped them with a pin and ointmented them and covered the boo-boo gently with a curita. Or maybe she just put toothpaste on it, but I remember both happened. It smelled like pit bulls in his room and green menta alcohol in hers and thick chalky white toothpaste that stuck to the sides of the sink and her favorite maja soap in the bathroom. It looked like sunshine, dust beams, chain link fences, playgrounds, basketball and handboard courts, and buildings as far as the eye could see. Empire State Building was from the sala, and the Taino Towers, you could see them from the bedroom windows. Dolls, push toys, and punching balloons for the cousins to hit instead of each other. Translucent chips and colorful ink markers for bingo. It looked like Rosie house dress with pearly oyster buttons and a round sauce belly to hug and rest upon while sitting on the sofa after breakfast. It felt like thin sheets de la tercera and thick foam pillows, the harder the better, and curious fingers run carefully over the guayo. Cool window on warm cheek and drawing hearts on moist glass and little fingernails dragged over the guido. Pañitos con pledge to rub the coffee table shiny, sorbitos de Vicks, agua florida y besitos, and aching giggly tummies and bites for abuela because ella no quiere carne de aquí, ni de aquí, ni de aquí, ni de aquí. It felt like pure, unconditional love doled out by a tough heart. And it sounded like The Price is Right and sweeping floors with no dustpan and 2 playing cards that had been swept upwards. The dirty red queen and a dusty black spady jack and the clack-clack of the door knocker on the other side of which was always, who? And we were usually happy to see them. and soft, pale, pink, nearly flat chancletas shuffled, and it sounded like jibarito tunes about sisters and manicomios and claves and cuatros and salsas y merengues any time of the day, and there was always laughter, and I loved you. It tasted like aceitunas out of the jar, tocinos, pastelillos, and bacalaitos, and stacks of export soda crackers dunked in sweet café con leche, and chunks of welfare cheese and pasta de guayaba, and dulce, and arroz con dulce, and arroz con pollo, and arroz con orejita, y mi favorito, arroz con leche. Se quiere casar con una viudita de la capital. It tasted like forever. This piece is called Soñamos y Lucharemos, and there's a video on YouTube that goes along with it. And I performed it last May. Lemon Anderson was a feature, and I opened for him at Capricorn. And there was